joining us. This is another episode of Four Wives and a Mic. Today we have a very, very lovely yummy mummy. Actually, I'll say she's a bit of a special guest. I'm not going to say too much. I'll let you introduce yourself. So, of course, you've got myself, Missi Nikki, and we've got our lovely
Anne-Marie, mum of four. Sorry, 3, 4, I don't know, maybe the
wow,
cat.
yes.
Maybe the cat. No, mum of 3, married for nearly 20 years now.
Wait. Hold on a minute. This is why you are a lovely special guest. Let's rewind.
Yes, nearly 20 years now. 19 years this year and a big 20. And yes, with a capital H. Happily married. Not saying it for the purpose of this recording, but genuinely.
For a lot of us yummy mummies who are just doing it, just getting started, we have to ask, how do you keep it going? How do you keep the love and the... What do you do? What did you do? What have you done? Give us your secret.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think it's years, it's experience. And the fact that as you go, yes, you will encounter ups and downs. I'm not saying that there haven't been. There have been ups and downs. And especially when it comes to bringing up children, you don't always see things the same way. And also children are part of the two of you, but they have a tendency to kind of make you grow apart because the focus is always on the children. And that's where the mistake is. We all make that mistake. We all make it of focusing so much on the children that we then forget about us, and we need to remember that we were there before the children came along. And yes, they are our world and everything, but it's about trying to sometimes remove ourselves from that and make time for each other. I know it's difficult, it's not always easy because some of us don't have maybe childcare readily available. It takes a lot of organizing, and it also has to be both of people in the couple willing for it to happen as well.
Yes.
You know, because sometimes I remember, you know, years back where I would want us to do something and I know he was just going through the motion of going out and all of that when it wasn't really what he wanted to do.
Yes.
But the funny thing is, over the years, it's actually shifted and he's actually enjoying it. He's actually sometimes becoming proactive, something that he would never do. We've been going to theatre. I mean, he's like, hello. He initiates, he gets the theatre tickets.
Okay, has he in recent times actually gone out and said, "Ooh, I saw this and I thought we could go"?
Yes, he's actually done it. This is what I'm saying. So your man will change over the years. As far as I'm concerned, that's what happened. We were very young, you know, and as we are getting older, just like the French say about wine, you know, that older wine gets better. I feel that that's what's happening with our relationship, that we are getting closer again. Could it be that the children growing as well has helped with it? They're at an age where they're getting more independent and you don't always have to be focusing on them 100% of your time, you know.
Like
so maybe that's that. That's exactly it. We are rediscovering each other. So over basically a period of 3 weeks, we've gone to the theatre twice. I didn't have a clue. You just got the tickets and said, oh, Friday, we're going here and all. And it's been fantastic, you know, being able to go out, just chill, be ourselves again. You know, holding our hands out there, you know, all these things, exactly. And then it actually brings you closer back at home again. The same thing.
Part of being happy as a couple is that friendship, isn't it? That shared interest, that shared experience. And I guess if you're forever clean the house, working to provide for the house, clean the kids, if your mind is so much on everything else, you don't have that shared experience of oh, we enjoyed this together, or we did this together.
I mean, I have to say, for me, over the years, as I said, it's been a learning curve. And I always used to look at other couples sometimes that would be going and doing things together and saying, but we never do anything together ourselves, and always wanting for it to happen. It could be anything. I wish that we could go swimming together. Well, that doesn't happen. But I know the couples who might enjoy going, I don't know, cycling, going to the cinema, anything. It's just about being able to spend that quality time of being yourselves again, removed from the children, removed from any other domestic whatever, and just do it. Doesn't have to cost a fortune. And also talk, spend time together.
Just talking.
You know, we watch the news together. Exactly. What I've even got actually on non-alcoholic wine in my fridge nowadays is about the experience. It's about being able to talk about anything, watching the news sometimes or anything, without it descending into I'm right and you're wrong, which sometimes used to happen. Then again, definitely with the years, we've kind of learned what one likes and one doesn't like as well. And so we kind of work towards that. And it's even when we argue, it's also about sometimes, even if I know that, yes, I feel like I'm right, but not always will I just say I'm not going to make the first move because I'm right. He does it as well. I know sometimes when I've really messed up and he's the one who's like, still, and I feel like, whew, it feels good. So we do it like that.
Yeah.
I feel that with age, you kind of find your own way of sorting things out, your own little niche. Exactly, chaos, which we used to. We had years of drama as we were younger. We have years of getting to know each other.
Give us a perspective. How old were you when you did meet and get married?
We met 25, we married the following year. So it was very quick. Yeah.
So I guess I feel like a lot of people will be able to relate on the fact that actually, that is young, but not, so young that you're, not quite with it. So we kind of understand that, okay, yes.
Exactly.
Because for me personally, I can see that at the moment, it's a lot of the bickering, I feel, is petty.
Yeah.
So it gets into a place of, you're wrong. So just accept you're wrong and apologise. But you need to apologise because you're wrong. But I can understand that actually there's a bigger picture. You don't always have to be right or wrong. It's
absolutely.
Sometimes it's about saying, you know what, like, let's resolve it, let's move on.
There is a French philosopher, I can't remember his name, who said that marriage is the art of solving together the problems that you never had when you were single. And that's what it is about. To me, that's what it is. When we first got married, I remember my dad said to me, that must have been a couple of years now, he said to me, looking back at my husband and I and the things we went through, he said, you were children when you got married and you were trying to bring up children yourself. So, it is true that it was very hard. It was a bit of a shock, becoming a parent and thinking at the time that we knew it all when we knew nothing. We knew absolutely nothing.
Because you had your first way before you were 13.
Yeah, I had my first by the time I was 28 when I had my first. And then, so, and I can even see the difference between how I was as a first-time parent and a second-time parent. And the last one, where I was in my mid-30s, I was even more mature.
Yes.
And then you go to a time where now you see other people like yourself having these young children, and I'm looking at you guys with your children, and all I keep on saying is, if I could turn back the clock, how I would enjoy more time with those kids as opposed to worrying about I've got to have the spotless house and I've got to do this and that. I would spend even more of that time because I know that I'm never going to get those years back now. They have gone. Thankfully, I have, lots of good memories with them, but I wish that I'd made even more. I would have cherished every single day. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one thing that we did speak about, in the previous podcast was about kind of making sure you go out to children's centres and use the facilities around you. And I guess that's part of enjoying them while they're young. Kind of just playing with them, exploring with them, because in a way, yes, you are obviously playing with your child, but you're also kind of tapping into that inner child of yourself.
Exactly.
And, just enjoying that moment while they're lying down, while they can't move, while they're crawling, while they don't understand, while they're
be in tune with that inner child of yours and with yourself, and and it's fantastic seeing them grow, and the thing is, they're not the only ones growing. You're growing as well. I feel that I have grown so much from when I had my first, and some of the behaviors of that time that I had, maybe thinking about it now, it makes me cringe, but that's how it is. You actually grow, and then you'll get to that plateau kind of thing in your relationship where, you just think, wow, we've come out the other end and a lot stronger, a lot better.
So I can imagine not a lot of your friends would have made it.
That's the thing. And you're just thankful for every day.
Now, without, don't want to be disrespectful, have to be careful of my words here. Let's talk about the spicy side. How do you keep the spice spicy?
The spice, how do you keep it spicy? Is by never letting it go in the first place. Because it's a bit like if you haven't driven for a long time on a motorway whenever you do it, you're more nervous and you're awkward or whatever. The bottom line is, when you are in a relationship, as I said at the beginning, working about it is not just about compromising on who's right, who's wrong. It's not about maybe doing your bit as a mom. It's about intimacy. It is very important to keep intimacy. It's hard, especially when you've got a young baby and you want to sleep at night. You don't want to be, getting into any spiciness whatsoever. You just want to sleep.
You just want your
there you go.
Plain milk and
there
bed.
you go. And this, to me, was the biggest challenge because I love my sleep. I mean, I really love my sleep. But, I mean, we've had ups and downs, and I'm not gonna lie, there's been times when I've just gone through the motions just to keep everyone happy. It's like, you know what, at least that way we'll have a happy daddy at home, the kids will be happy, and that is it.
Yes.
But again, what I have found is that whenever we are in tune with each other, especially during the day, on a weekend we're doing things together. It doesn't have to be that we're going out, we can still be in the house. But that intimacy is there, of a little peck on the neck or whatever. It keeps me going and it creates the intimacy that I need. What I can't have personally as a woman is someone who's distanced from me the whole day, hasn't said a kind word to me, and then expects my brain to switch because there you go, I can't do that. So it has been a lot of work also on that from him. It has taken him a while to realize that, but he then exactly, it's a holistic experience at the end of the day. And once he has realized it, and I have also realized the benefit of it, I've gone out of my way to create, maybe the scene, create things that would put us both in a happy place. And then after that, well, it's like fireworks. They're all around. There you go. There you go. There you go. Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, I've mentioned this to my husband as well, because it's, as a woman, you can't switch.
No.
It's not easy, so you need to kind of have it switched on constantly. No, I'm not saying just jump on the kitchen and do it there, but a little touch, little slight raise of the arm, or little, hey, thinking about you, or missing you, or I was just looking at this picture.
Absolutely.
Or, something small just to kind of keep that constantly ticking, because if it's switched off, it's 20 times harder to switch it on. Indeed. You can't just say, okay, I'm ready now, let's go. No. If
you're not in the mood, you're not in the mood. But as I said, it's working on both sides towards it. And then eventually, you do find that things just come naturally, as I said. So and you rediscover yourselves again.
Yeah, but in terms of the happy place, give me an example of like what you do that will encourage a happy place for him to keep you switched on before the fireworks.
There's been a lot of things that I personally have done on my side, was about making sure, for example, that I put my phone down. For example, phone comes a time, I'm there, I'm listening, I'm hearing whatever he's saying to me. And there's been things that I have done out of the blue that he never expected. He would say to me, oh, look at my feet, look at the state they are. And I said, you know what, I'll do your feet for you. I'll do you a pedicure at home. And he loves it. He absolutely loves it. And sometimes it's not even so much as a pedicure. It doesn't have to be the full hot water bucket and everything. He likes a good foot massage. So we're watching the news, I'm there, and I just give him a foot massage, and he feels so much more relaxed, so much more receptive to whatever I want to tell him. So that creates already some sort of intimacy between the two of us, and he's saying to me, oh, this is just so nice. And he will even joke and say things like, oh, may your children be blessed and all that. That kind of thing. It is just as simple as that. And also, I have to say, I am blessed in the side that he can go out there to do whatever errand or just come back from work. He might have stopped somewhere and he sees something that he knows I'm gonna like. How many times has he come home when I so didn't expect it? And I'm not talking about the flowers and the chocolate. No, he will see a nice dress. He has the eye for a lovely dress. Really? And he sees me in the dress and he'll buy it and then bring it to me.
Has he always been like that?
Yes.
Or is this like
he has always been like that. When we first dated, the amount of little dresses or boots or whatever, he would just bring them along. It's true that at the moment it had completely dwindled away, and even I wasn't aware of it because we were so sucked up into the children, everything else, the schooling, and living our lives at 100 and whatever miles an hour.
Yeah.
But then again, you kind of always think sometimes you need to refocus yourselves. How do you do that? For some reason, he started it all over again for absolutely no reason.
Just felt reconnected.
He just, exactly. There's been, and I can't actually say this is what has prompted it or this is that. Some reason, somewhere, whether we have both matured and kind of been grateful over the years that, we are also getting aware that we're not getting younger. We from here on is like you want to make the most of that, and your children, I think, also play a big part in reminding you every day. I have to say, touch wood, for the past couple of years things have been getting better and better and better.
Wow.
Yeah,
you are an inspiration to me. I'm just in awe of your experience, and quite frankly I do feel like I could learn so much from you. And ladies listening, I hope you're able to take some words from her as well. And
also, obviously, as your children grow, there will always be the challenge about, upbringing, where you might not always agree. Yes. One thing that we've both always been very careful about not doing, I'm not saying that we've always managed, is about showing a united front in front of your children. And even if you feel that your partner has overreacted to something that was quite simple, trying not to step in at that moment, it breaks your heart. I'm not going to lie. You look at your child is looking at you, and your heart literally shatters on the floor because you feel like you want to say something, but try not to at that time. And I have found over the years that later on when he's calmed down, I approach him and I said, look, maybe this wasn't the best way. And I can tell you personally that 90% of the time he will actually own up. He will say, yeah, in hindsight, you're right. I'm probably not going to do that another time. And he actually goes and talks to the child later and explain why he maybe reacted in this way. And the same for me, although for me sometimes it's a bit hard because when I get into that, I'm like, I can't stop myself. But still, he never be completely quiet and, very rarely. And I sometimes then feel bad and I say, do you think I should have? He said, no, you did the right thing. Whether he's saying it just to make me feel better about myself, I don't know. But yeah. So it's about compromise. But also being able to keep each other in check. Keep each other in check appropriately. Talk. Don't try not to go to bed without talking. It's difficult sometimes, And you will see with years, as your children grow, they become aware when there is tension in the house. So you want to obviously avoid it. And I remember we used to we're not talking to each other. And then the child would make you talk to each other whether you like it or not, because they will be asking, mom, this or that, and you're having to answer. You're having to talk to him even though you're faking it. And before you realize it, you're talking to each other again and you're thinking that's a bit silly. So yeah. But whatever the case, don't give up. Be strong. Our parents did it. We shall do it. It's more challenging with our new society, technology and everything else, but try and put the gadgets away sometimes. It's not easy. For me, it's a big thing because my phone is like, I don't know. But it is true that I'm very much aware of it now, of putting it away and just communicating on that time, eye to eye. If he walks by, if I feel like pinching him in the bottom, I do. What's wrong with that? Do things like that. Spice it. That's right. Spice it up. Spice it up. It all goes, into forming that kind of harmony that you want, and your children seeing you happy as well.
Oh, definitely.
They will be happy kids, and that's
what
that.
I've always wanted. I've always just wanted for my child to know that. I grew up with, but a friend of mine, she would always say, "Oh, I've never seen my mum and dad argue." That's impossible. Like, how can that ever be? But
exactly.
She, that the family are so close, and she loves her mum, she loves her dad. She could. They're like angels to her.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've always wanted for my
exactly.
child to kind of say with pride, oh, my mum and dad never argue. I've never seen them argue, even though obviously it's as an adult, she knows full well.
You do know exactly.
I've just never seen it, and I'd like to give that to my child.
Our kids, they've seen us argue. They've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not gonna lie about it, but they've also seen that despite the fact that we argue, we always make up. They've seen that, so for them it's a bit of a normal thing. They do see that sometimes we disagree with things, but at the end of the day, yeah.
I think that's a really good example. It's good to be able to show that.
Yeah.
Yes, we can have conflict, but we can resolve them.
We can resolve, exactly.
You can resolve conflict.
Exactly.
You know, it's not the end of the world.
Exactly. It's not about being the perfect parent. Remember that. So it's just about striving to do your best and, you know, have good intentions.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie.
You're welcome.
I super duper appreciate you joining us.
Glad I could help with my little experience.
Little?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still young.
Well, I must say, anyone sees you, they would think you were 21. So.
Ooh, thank you. Thank you. Thank
But
you.
ladies, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Again, don't forget, we've got the Instagram, so make sure you subscribe, you like, you share. Thank you, ladies. Bye-bye.